Hey folks, let's talk a little bit about the Decimator. The expansion's been out for quite a while now, and I've had an opportunity to get a lot of games under my belt now with this ship, and I enjoy it. I usually prefer swarms, but when it comes to this ship, it does work. I've been successful with it quite a few times, but I've also been kind of chewed up and spit out as well with it. Now, when it comes to the ship, it's got 3 attack dice, no evade, but 12 hull and 4 shields, which is pretty tanky. It's got 4 different pilot cards. I'm not going to go into the names too much because I'm just going to butcher them. But the patrol leader, it starts out at pilot skill 3. You've got a captain at pilot skill 4, and basically after executing a maneuver, each enemy ship that you're touching suffers 1 damage. Now there's some other really great cards that complement this too. Speaking of cards and things and upgrades, when you actually start hitting this second card, you start getting your elite skills. You can also toss a torpedo on it, 3 crew members, and you can actually put a bomb on it, which is cool too. Next is Pilot Skill 6, which is Commander Kenkirk. Now, this one's your tanky ships. You've got one that's kind of like a snowplow, and this one here is more of your tanky ship. So basically, if you have no shields and at least 1 damage card assigned to you, you can increase your agility value by 1. Now, there's some other cards that are also going to complement this too. Finally, you're going to have the Rear Admiral at Pilot Skill 8, and then when you're attacking at range 1 and 2, you can change one of your focus results to a critical. The points get pretty expensive, but you know, if you can work it within your list, definitely, he's pretty mean pilot, that's for sure. Now, some of the different cards that you get with this, you're going to have some upgrades. So you've got your elite cards, which is Intimidation and Ruthlessness. Intimidation is basically when you're touching an enemy ship, you can reduce that ship's agility value by 1. So that works well with with your little snowplow with the captain at pilot skill 4. You also have Ruthlessness. Now, basically, after you perform an attack that hits, you must choose one other ship at range 1 of the defender, and other than your ship, of course, and that ship suffers 1 damage. So for a low ship list, numbering ship list, that might work out really well. Or you've got a lone wolf kind of flying around using that. It can be pretty devastating. Especially going up against swarms, that will really cut through it. So with that said, let's take a look at some of the pilots now. You've got some secondary weapons that actually come with this. You've got like 2 ion torpedoes and some proton bombs. But when we're talking about the crew members, you've got a fleet officer, which is kind of cool. You can choose up to 2 friendly ships at range 1 and 2, and you can give them focus tokens. Now, you also receive stress with this, so the dial doesn't have a lot of green on it, so you got to be careful with these stressful things, especially when you got like some other cards on you that give you some really nice free actions. You gotta watch out for that stress. But I could see this working. Mara, she's pretty cool. Basically, at the end of the combat phase, each enemy ship at range 1 that doesn't have a stress token gets a stress token. So that could work really well with the captain, basically your snowplow, basically putting some stress on another ship, getting a good idea on where it's going to be going. The Moth itself, basically when you're dealt a face-up damage card, you can discard this upgrade card or another pilot upgrade card to flip that damage card down without resolving the effects. It's not bad, but I don't really care for discards much myself because I don't like losing points. But that's just me. When it comes to Yasan, basically at the start of the combat phase, and you have no shields and at least 1 damage card assigned to you, you can perform a free evade action, which is really nice. You can make your ship that much more tanky, and that really complements Commander Kenkirk. The title card itself, the Dauntless, basically after you execute a maneuver that causes you to overlap another ship, you can perform 1 free action and then receive 1 stress token. Again, you're stressing yourself out, so it's not my favorite card. But one card I do like is the Tactical Jammer, and that creates your ship basically becomes an obstacle to enemy attacks. So you can basically screen your smaller ships with this larger one, in hopes to get a few more evade dice on them. So they really have to focus on your Decimator. So overall, it is a fantastic ship. It looks great. It flies well enough, and you can have two really strong builds. You can either have your snowplow, or you can have a more tankier ship. You can put in kind of a bit of a buzzsaw, but I'd leave that to some cheaper points valued ships. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know how you guys fly the Decimator. Again, I prefer my swarms, but it is a pretty cool ship. So with that said, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye now.